Hello there, welcome to Microsoft Whiteboard tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to use different feature of Microsoft Whiteboard. Microsoft Whiteboard is a collaborative free-form canvas. It has a cool feature that can help you use the digital canvas just like a physical whiteboard so that anyone can run effective meetings, do brainstorming, or use perform some Kanban like stand-up meetings. Whiteboard provides some basic templates that remote team can use. Additionally, Microsoft Team has inbuilt support for a limited feature of Whiteboard, which make collaboration and brainstorming easy with your remote teammates when you are in a meeting or on a call with them. So let's find out who can use Microsoft Whiteboard and what platform it does support. To use Microsoft Whiteboard on Windows 10 or on iOS, you must sign in with a free Microsoft account. That means you would either need Outlook.com, Hotmail.com, Live.com, or Xbox.com email IDs. To use Microsoft Whiteboard on the web, you would need Microsoft 365 account. So browser based application is only available for those who are paid customer. It's not available for a free customer. Standalone app is a more feature rich as compared to the whiteboard support in MS Team or in a browser. So let's go and see how can we use the standalone app for ideation and creation. But before that, let's see how to install the standalone app. So we have to go to the Windows Store. We have to use first criteria is Microsoft Whiteboard, and you will see for Microsoft Whiteboard you would see this result. You have to open it and there would be an option here to install that particular application. I have already installed this application, that is why it is being displayed as a launch for me. Once you launch the application, you would see that there is an option to create new whiteboard. So let's get started with creating our first dashboard. So I have created this dashboard. Suppose I am adding some notes. I'll go back and you can see that particular whiteboard I have created is visible here. I can rename it test 1 and it would get renamed as same. I can create another board and I can start working on other board while keeping this board previously created board just like that. Even I have an ability to export this particular board, or I can even invite some colleagues or teammates for collaboration of this particular board. There is a way to export this, and you can also delete these boards with very ease. So now that we have created first board, let's go and see the cool feature that Microsoft Whiteboard has to offer. So first thing first, how to add a text. So text is like a very basic element of any whiteboard, be it in physical whiteboard or a digital whiteboard. You would definitely like to have an ability to add the text on a whiteboard. So to do that, you would click on this plus button where you would get an option to add a text. So you would add this text. Let's say this text is a to do. Then you just click outside of this box. This text is added. If you want to add another text, you would go and do the same thing. You would add it as an in progress, and you would able to just like to add another one, and then you can go ahead and add one more like and done, and that's it. Now you can see I am able to align all this text without any much of a fuss, and that's possible because I have enabled object snapping option available with me. So this option does not just work with a text item but works with other items that we would see in this video in some time. But if I disable it, you would see that even if I take this and overlap this, I don't get any visual cue from the whiteboard to identify how should I align this particular element on the whiteboard. But if I enable the object snapping, I get a virtual cue where and how should I align this particular element. Of course, I need to have there is a particular distance where this particular visual distance that I have to take this element, then only this visual cue will get enabled for me. So now we have learned adding a text. Let's go ahead and try to see. So you can definitely change the color of a text if you want, and it's very easy. If it's in some statement, some comment on some some plan, people can upvote it, people can call it a like, number of likes would be displayed here. This is also the the common feature with the next item that we gonna see, which is nothing but an sticky notes or notes in random terms. So just like Windows has these notes, even Microsoft Whiteboard does support notes options. So let's go and add some notes. Uh, Video about what is REST API in progress. Let me add another one. Video about why we need to test that API layer. Need to test that. So adding this particular note is very easy in Microsoft Whiteboard, and you can add as many as notes as you want. Just like a text, you have an option to copy it, you have an option to change the background color of this text. You can just copy it and paste it in anywhere on this particular board, and that's about it, right? Suppose you have a backlog item, this particular color feature would be useful to assign this particular item to your different colleagues, so you can align the assignments of color with particular individuals, so you know that this particular ticket is worked by someone else. So it's very easy to plan something or create something that other people can collaborate on same time. So all these features which is available in the whiteboards are real time. You can add your colleagues, you can create a shareable link and they can just use those shareable link, or if you have Microsoft 365 account or your work or student account, you will be able to select the your teammates, your colleagues, your friends for a collaboration, and they would be able to see and collaborate on this board very easily. What makes it so good? Suppose that it's very like you have a separate backlog and you have 10 features that choose, and then they have all those your colleague 4 5 colleagues and ability to like it, that can also use as a visual key. Okay, this is something team thinks an important or team wants to work on, and they can just pick that particular thing to or to work on. So we learned so far about how to add a text, how to add a notes. So let's go ahead and see uh, how we can use in drawing tools. So this is in insert menu where we see different options. We will talk about some of those features that Microsoft provided a while, but before that I'll go and show you the whiteboard feature, which is inking mode. So inking mode enable you to use different kind of color, just like a chalk that you would use on a physical whiteboard, but here you would get an ability to draw anything on any element or any object that you have added previously. Browser don't support these features. Browser does support some features from this standalone app, but there is a limited feature that browser won't support, so we will talk about that. But luckily this inking feature is available cross platform, so this is a great feature provided by whiteboard. So let's go and add some whiteboard that if you have particular comment or if you want to draw something, you can just draw here and that would work. If you have particular ink to shape option enable, and if you draw something that is the AI can identify, it would automatically get converted into the proper shape. So let me take another example. If I am trying to draw the circle, if it is not good, then it won't be able to identify, but if it is good enough, then it would get converted into the circle. So this is when you have you want to create a diagram just like on whiteboard. This is a very good feature that you would like to have. If you want to just create a rectangle, you would try to create a rectangle by hand, and that's it. Now Microsoft Whiteboard is smart enough to identify, okay, this is what we were trying to do. Of course, to do that, we need to enable the setting ink to shape, and then only this we would able to use this particular feature. If I disable this feature, and if even if I try to create the rectangle, it won't work. So that is what we need to, that is if if we want to use that feature, we need to enable it.